Hello and welcome back to Pilates with Kids. I'm Marilyn.
And I'm Gavin.
And today we have a challenging teen tween family workout. So the first thing that we're going to start with today is just some reminders. In Pilates, we want to really move with connection, control, and our core connection. So we're going to start with our big Pilates breaths that help with our core connection. So we're going to take a big inhale in through your nose, hands to your hips. Take a big inhale in, like your lungs are expanding as far as they can to the side and you get taller through the crown of your head. And then exhale, blow out all that air through pursed lips like you're blowing out a candle, and one candle won't go out. Feel how your core tightens around your midsection. Let's do that again. Nice big inhale in. And exhale, blow out all that air. Feel that core connect. All right, we're gonna start with a little active plank. So kids, if you've ever wanted to shove your adult, now's the time. So I'm going to be the shover and Gavin's going to be the planker to begin. So we're going to put our hands out, shoulders back and down, and I want you to draw your shoulder blades towards each other, just a minute, and then engage your glutes and don't let those hips go forward. So send that butt back a bit and just notice how your abs kick on a bit more. All right, now pushers, you're going to try and push your planker over a bit. Plankers, try not to bend like a banana. Keep your glutes and your abs and your shoulder blades locked in. That's your powerhouse. We're going to hold that for 3, for 2. Now slightly start to come out of it. Stand up tall. And now planker, turn around, face the other direction. We're going to shove you from behind. One hand to the low back, one hand between the shoulder blades. I'm going to have you lean back into me just a bit, Gavin. And I'm going to try and push him forward, and he's going to activate his abdominals, his glutes, shoulder blades draw back and down. Pull your chin over your head so you're nice and tall. Other way. Back towards me. There you go. Hold it 3 and 2. And now slowly let it go, and I'm going to shove him from the side. One hand to the hip, one hand to the shoulder, and I'm going to try and shove him forward. This is going to activate your glutes, inner thighs, and core. Hold it 3, 2, 1. Now plankers, turn the other direction. And I'm going to shove you from the other side. Okay, now I'm going to shove, holding it 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, Gavin, do you feel like your whole body is warmed up?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, kids, you now get to do that to your adult. Back into our plank. Oh, I'm getting shoved over, I can tell. Shoulders back and down, abs drawn in, glutes are firing. Oh, kids, don't knock them totally over. Hold it 4, 3, 2, and slightly back off. I'll turn around. Gavin will shove me from behind. One hand to the low back, one hand mid back, and I'm going to lean back against him just a bit, firing everything up. Hold it 3, mostly buns, 2, lots of abs, and 1. Now come from the side, shoving one hand to your hip, one hand to your shoulder, shoving you in opposition. Don't let them shove you. Feel the inner thigh, outer glute. And then I will turn around and I'll shove you from the other side. One hand to the shoulder, one hand to the back, shoving from the other side. Feeling the muscles work together to not allow us to be knocked over. Hold it 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Let's go ahead and step up and find a wall. Somewhere where we can do our own plank on the wall. Hands are going to go to that wall or countertop and step back to a nice high toe plank. Now in this, I want you to draw your shoulders back and down. Find your full Pilates exhale. Engage your glutes. Now just like in that plank tug of war, I want you to imagine someone shoving you from the front. Don't let your hips dip forward. Find that connection. Now someone's shoving you from behind. Grow taller through the length of your head. Now someone is shoving you from the right, and don't let them shove you. Someone is shoving you from the left. Now the whole body is working together. This is called our agonist and antagonist pairs. Keep that connection through the entire workout. All right, we're going to add in some tricep push-ups. Elbows point towards the floor. We're going to bend those elbows. Don't break your plank line, and press it away. We'll go ahead and go 2 more tricep push-ups. Neck is long, last one. And then we're going to go ahead and set it up. Step your back hand towards the center, and we're going to spin open into a side plank. Now in that side plank, the hips want to lift. Squeeze the inner thighs in together and feel how your outer glutes and inner thighs work against each other to hold yourself there. Shoulder blade stays back and down. Chin grows tall, tall through the crown of the head. Now let's go ahead and rotate back center. Give me 3 more tricep push-ups. Bend at those elbows. Press it away. Keep that neck nice and long. Feel the abdominals, shoulder blades, which is our scapula, and glutes work together. Now let's spin the other way. Walk the front hand together, spin and rotate. Now don't let those hips lift. Drop the hips towards the wall until it gets really hard. Abdominals draw in, shoulders back and down. Don't look down towards the floor. Look up at the wall. Hold it 3, 2, and 1. Spin it back and give yourself a little stretch. Sinking those hips back, take a nice good deep breath, and we'll restack it back up nice and tall. All right, so I'm gonna stand across from Gavin. We're each in our own lane though. So he's gonna roll down one side, I'm gonna roll down the other, and we're gonna do this on the floor. If it gets too hard, go ahead and come back up to that wall. We're gonna take a big inhale in, up and over. Take those hands up and over. And now imagine there's a picket fence right over your belly button. You're gonna hollow over, trying to stay above that picket fence, drawing in those abdominals. And we're gonna walk out to our best plank, arriving in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoulders back and down, neck is long. Engage the glutes. Find those legs. Give me 3 tricep push-ups. Bend at the elbow, press it away. And 2, don't let your low back dip. Keep those abdominals drawn in. Last one. Pike your hips up towards the ceiling, gazing at your toes, and take a nice good deep breath. Now as we come down this next time, we're gonna go down onto all 4s, knees and hands. Okay, now let's lengthen out. Slowly lower those knees down and try to arrive to the ground. Okay, now we're gonna stagger just a bit. I'm gonna scooch back, he's gonna scooch back. And we're gonna bring our arms into a little genie arm here. So we're gonna bring our arms into a genie arm, and we're gonna be rotating to side planks. So both palms are facing down to the floor, pressing actively. And now step yourself out to your full plank. Legs are stepped back. Now, back a hand. We're gonna rotate towards it, spinning our body, extending those arms. And we'll hold it 3, 2, spin it back in. My head is in front of yours, I'll scooch back. And hold center, 3, 2, 1, rotate the other way. Spin it open, squeeze those inner thighs. Hold it 3, shoulders back and down, 2, 1. Bring it center, walk those knees in, and give yourself a nice big child's pose. Take a good deep breath into those ribs. All right, we're gonna go ahead and come on up. So curl your toes under, and let's walk ourselves back in towards our feet, and then use the abdominals to restack it back up nice and tall. All right, we're going into some squats. So we're gonna face forward and find a nice wide second position, which is like a wide straddle. So nice and wide, and we're gonna lower it down just a bit into our lowest pain-free squat. Now pause and hold. You should feel like there's a straight line from your tailbone to your rib cage to the crown of your head. And all the weight is in your heels. Can you wiggle your toes? If you can't wiggle your toes, sit your butt back just a bit and try and shift your hips backwards. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and engage the glutes and lift it up. And lower it back down. Imagine you're sliding down a wall. Inhale, lift. Pilates exhale, find that core engagement. Good, you're using your seat to lift you, AKA your buns. We'll go ahead and go 2 more. Eyes gaze up, nice and tall. Last one, now hold it down there. We're gonna take the elbows in by our ribs, and I want you to imagine you're holding a $100 bill in the back of the armpit. So exhale, pull in those ribs, and we're gonna internally rotate our arms and externally rotate our arms, squeezing our shoulder blades together. So from the side, I am tall. Internal rotation, external rotation. Good, keep going. I'm gonna stand behind you, Gavin. Lean your shoulders back against me just a bit more. Keep leaning back, pull the ribs in with you. There, are you working harder? Mm-hmm. There you go. We'll go ahead and go 2 more. And 1 more, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Go up an inch, down an inch. Tiny little movements. Are you feeling your butt yet? Mm-hmm. Quads, top of those legs.
Yep.
Shoulder blades.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your participation. Last 2. And 1. Good, go ahead and stand it all the way back up. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rotate towards one side. I'm gonna rotate towards Gavin so we can give ourselves some little high fives here. So I want you to put your front foot forward and look back at your back foot and make sure those toes are in front of your heels. So peek back at your back foot, there you go. And now I want you to lower down to your lowest pain-free lunge. Okay, In your lowest pain-free lunge, your front knee should be over your heel, and your back knee should be under your glute, and your shoulders should be over those hips. All right, now palms face towards your partner, and I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades back and together. This is called chest expansion. Don't let the ribs come in. We're holding our lunge, which makes it hard. Okay, eyes gaze towards me. Give me your best double chin. There it is. Okay, now we're gonna lift up. Give me a high five. Perfect. And lower, chest expansion. Lift up. I'm gonna straighten my back leg. We're gonna high five. Lower back down, chest expansion. Lift, high five. We'll go ahead and go one more. Smiles. Then everything's working. Hold it there. Now we're gonna hold it there and we're gonna push against each other. Bend your bottom knee and get a little lower. Scoot your back heel back. Now, what you're going to do is I'm going to stay pushing against you and you're going to lift and lower your back heel. Try and drive your hands forward towards me. So as you lift your back heel, try and drive towards me. There you go. And then lower it down. Now don't let your low back arch. Pull the belly in. Keep going. Lift and lower. So I'm getting an ab workout. Woo! As he's getting his calf workout. Oh, I feel that in my core. We'll go ahead and go one more. And now we're gonna do that to, he's gonna do it to me. So lift that high heel, okay, push me, and don't let me drive into you. Okay, as I lift, do you feel that core workout? Yep, keep your back straight. Find that abdominal engagement. We'll go ahead and go two more. And one, and then we'll go ahead and stand it up nice and tall, and shake it out, coming back center. All right, now we'll go ahead and find a parallel position, toes in front of heels. And I want you to sit down into your imaginary chair. I can't quite sit down to a full chair, so it's wherever it is for you. Now take a moment and engage your outer glutes and try and sink your shoulders over those hips. Draw in the ribs. Good, now chest expansion back, reaching those arms back. Notice how it starts to set off your center of gravity. And then we'll go ahead and lift it up like we're presenting Simba. Oh, Senya. Good, let's go ahead and draw it back. Shoulder blades back and down. Find that connection and control. Resist with your body. Good. Think about your rib cage as part of your pelvis. So you're pulling the rib cage in and you're like, what are those words? It means that these ribs stay in line with your pelvis as you lift and lower. So don't let them open and close. There we go. Last one. And then exhale. Hold it down there. Reach your fingertips to the floor. Go down an inch, up an inch. Tiny little movements. Don't let your knees knock in or out. They want to knock in. Squeeze your butt. Open them up. Two more. Last one. Go ahead and stand it all the way up. Okay. We're going to go ahead and face in towards each other again. This time we're going to put our other foot forward. Okay. So we're going to lower down to our lowest pain-free lunge. Pausing for a moment, making sure both of our toes are oriented forward. Taking a look back. Front knee is over front heel, hips are squared, back toe is in line with back knee. Looking good. All right, now we're going chest expansion, and then lift up, high fives. Lean it forward, lower it down, lean it forward, high fives. You got it. Squeeze those back glutes, AKA your buns, and lift. We'll go ahead and go one more. And then lift, high five. Bring those hands down. All right, now I'm gonna push into Gavin, leading in my high toes. And he's gonna lift into his heel raise in the back leg. Oh yeah, there's my abs. I gotta really brace for impact. He's very strong. Keep going. Smile and you're working out everything. We'll go ahead and go two more. And last one. Good. Now he's gonna do the same now. He's gonna lift his back heel and not allow me to shove him backwards. And as I do, I'm getting a good calf workout. And are you feeling your abs and your arms?
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and go two more. And last one. And then we'll go ahead and let it go and come back to center. All right, we're gonna finish out with some ab work. We're gonna do a Pilates sit to the floor. So you can go into a wide second, which is a little easier, or parallel, or you can cross the ankles. The goal is to sit to the floor without plopping. So I'm gonna cross my ankles. Gavin's gonna go wide second. And we're gonna go ahead and slowly lower down. The ultimate goal is to get to the floor with very little plop. All right, we're gonna rotate towards each other. Feet are gonna be flat, knees are gonna be bent. So scooch towards me just a bit more. And we're gonna grab behind our legs and sit up really tall. And now we're gonna draw our shoulders back and down, pull our chin in over our chest, and exhale, hinge back to about 45 degrees. Okay, now I want you to imagine someone's getting ready to punch you in the stomach. I want you to exhale and try and brace for impact. It sort of rounds in just a little bit. Do you feel that? Okay, now I want you to inhale, go taller, and then exhale, brace for impact. Use your abdominals to do so. We'll go one more. Inhale, grow taller. Engage your glutes. Exhale, someone's punching the stomach. Brace for impact. Now, if you can keep your glutes on against your abdominals and float your arms up without any discomfort in your low back, this is where you're going to go. All right, now I want you to inhale, grow taller. Exhale, hinge back just a bit more. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe for me, Gavin. Big breaths in through the nose. Blow out all that air. You got it. Now let's add a little arm movement. Inhale, bring them down. And then exhale, lift them up. Now, anytime if you feel this in your hip flexors or your low back or your abs go, wow, that's too intense, just grab behind those legs and keep breathing. And we'll go one more. Lower it back down. How you feeling? Connected?
Yep.
Okay, good. And bring it back up. All right, now I'm going to shift backwards. He's going to shift forward. And we're going to scooch towards each other a bit. We're going to roll all the way down and do some ab work. So scooch in just even a little bit more. Okay, arms are out in front of us. Shoulders back and down. Try and draw your shoulder blades together like they're trying to pinch a pencil. There, that's what I want. And then I want you to start to curl down through that tailbone. Slowly laying it down. Trying to not plop at the bottom. Push your feet to the floor to make more activation in the back of those legs. Laying it all the way down to the bottom. All right, now we're going to take our hands back behind our head to support our head. Leave your feet down to begin. Shoulders back and down. We're going to exhale and chest lift up. It's like a crunch. Good. Now open your elbows really wide. It keeps us from pulling on our neck. And imagine you're holding an apple between your chin and your chest. Now we're going to inhale to grow taller. Exhale, crunch it up right at the ribs, 1 more inch. Inhale, lower it down. The whole goal is to leave your head very heavy. Crunch it up. In those hands and those elbows out wide. See if you can keep those elbows out wide. That's the challenge. It makes us use our abdominals a lot more. We'll go ahead and go one more. Chest lift up. Look at those thighs. How we doing? Feeling the ab work?
Yeah.
Take your right armpit towards your left knee. Little rotation. Inhale, center. Set it down. And then exhale, chest lift up. Take it the other way. Left armpit to right knee. Inhale, center. Set it down. We'll go one more each way. How's this feeling?
Good.
Chest lift up and rotate. Inhale, center. Set it down. Keep those elbows wide. Hold that apple. Exhale, chest lift up. Rotate the other way. And bring it back, center. And lay it back down. All right, hands are going to go down to your sides and press into the floor. Flip the palms up to the ceiling and see if you can get those shoulder blades really flat on the floor. Do you feel that? Mm-hmm. Okay, now flip just your palms and push your hands down into the floor. Let's draw our knees up into what's called a tabletop. And that's where you could set an imaginary ball right on your shins and it would not roll off. Your heels will disappear, right? Or your toes will disappear right behind your knees. Now I want you to go into imprint, which is drawing in the abdominals and flattening the back on the floor. So you don't want any space in between. Do you feel that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now on your exhale, we're going to extend those legs up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lower them back down to tabletop. And you can stay here if this is what feels good. And extend those legs. Now if you want it to be harder, you lower those straight legs down until you feel like your low back is going to leave the earth. And then you bring it back up. So you can stay in whatever place feels good to you. And bring it back in. We got one more. Exhale. Lower them down. And then bring them into your chest. And give yourself a little rock from right to left. And we're just stretching out through our low back. All right. You guys, you ready to roll over onto your belly? Yep. Okay, roll on over to your belly. And we're going to do some swimming. So arms are going to reach out in front of us. We're almost done. And I want you to elongate those toes away from you. Like you're trying to reach from the crown of your head to the toes in 2 directions. And then when you do, you should feel your low back open. And we're going to float those legs off just a little bit off the floor without arching our back. And it should happen because we're squeezing our buns, squeezing our glutes. Now I want you to engage one glute and lift the leg up just a bit more. And then the other. So don't think about lifting the leg. alternate squeezing your butt cheeks. That's really what that work is. And we're trying to squeeze one butt cheek independent of the other, and also keeping those legs nice and long. Push through the hands to anchor your abdominals in and try and pull the low tips of your ribs away from the floor. We'll go ahead and go 2 more. Are you feeling that in your butt, Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
How's your low back?
Good.
Good, last one. And then we'll go ahead and rest it back down. All right, we're going into a swan now. Hands are gonna be right by your shoulders, elbows are gonna bend, and we're gonna be pushing up through our upper body here. We want to arch through our low back naturally, but don't let it. So reach your tailbone away, and then I want you to push the hands and draw your shoulder blades together. And as you do, you start to lift up into a little extension. So, yeah, there you go, perfect. And a good extension like Gavin, his thighs left the floor rather than dumping into his low back. And then slowly lower it back down. And let's do that again. Shoulders back and down, engage the glutes. Shoulder blades squeeze together to lift. Abdominals lift with you. And then we'll go ahead and slowly lower it back down. And sit back into a child's pose. So give yourself a little stretch to that low back. And we're gonna finish out with some push-ups, because these are Gavin's favorite.
Yay.
Take a nice good deep breath. You can do fitness push-ups or tricep push-ups. We're gonna do 5. So let's go ahead and step out to our best plank. If you wanna go back to the wall because that's where it felt good to you, go there now. Otherwise, step 1 foot back, then the other, and then we'll go ahead, shoulders back and down. Give me your 5 best push-ups, whatever that looks like for you. Keep your plank strong. Don't let your low back arch. Notice that your head sometimes wants to look towards the floor. Look out about 1 foot away from your hands. Try and keep your gaze there. Keep your neck long. We've got 2 more. You got it, Gavin, you're so strong. Last one. And let's go ahead and pike your hips up towards the ceiling. And let's pedal in space, basically dropping one heel, then the other. Stretching out through our low back. Drawing up our abdominals, and then we'll go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet towards our hands, and restack it back up nice and tall. We're gonna finish out in a stretch, and if you're red like I am, you did it right. Let's go 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and we're gonna stretch through our hip flexors. So shoulders back and down, hips square off. I have my right leg back. I'm gonna take my right arm up. Now engage the back right glute. Try and squeeze it, and just notice how it opens up the front of that hip. And if you don't feel it, step your foot back just a little bit more. Good. And then we're gonna take a side bend over to the left. Opening up that side body, we're gonna take a deep breath into that rib. Feel those ribs expand. We'll go 1 more. Bring it back center and switch. Take that other foot back. And then we're gonna drop that tailbone down, getting a nice good stretch to the front of the hip, engaging through the glutes. And we're gonna take that left arm up and over. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, side bend over. And then I want you to take a really good big inhale into that rib line. Feel it expand. Smile so everything worked. Bring it back to center. And then we're gonna finish with a final roll down. So you can turn face towards your kiddo or your adult, or you can stay facing towards me. We're gonna take a big inhale it up and over. Exhale, start to curl down through the chin, rolling and rounding it down. Allowing your head to hang heavy there at the bottom. Feel your head, neck, shoulders let go. Let's nod our head yes. Let's look from right to left, thinking there's nothing I can't do. Coming back to center, soften those knees, draw up through those abdominals, hamstrings, and glutes, and finish with a big inhale it up. Palms face each other, and open into an extension. Stretching out our chest. And great job today. Thank you guys so much.
Yay.
I'm Marilyn.
I'm Gavin.
And you just did Pilates with kids.
Yay.
Have a great day.
You too.